Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by wanting to build a rope swing for myself. Bit of backstory: I have a well-known history of depression, and many people I am acquainted with know that my mental health has been in decline recently. My mental health tendencies have often leaned towards destructive, so, in order to avoid it getting to that point, I thought that a nice way to cheer myself up would be to build myself a rope swing. I have a good-sized tree outside, and we had one there when I was younger, and thought that the nostalgia would be nice, especially since the weather has been lovely here recently. I am not, as I imagine many people are not either, an expert on ropes, and given that I would be using my full body weight, I wanted something that would be really strong. I thought I would make Facebook post asking if anyone had some strong rope I could borrow, and if it was good enough I would be going shopping on the Tuesday and I could go into a hardware store and get some of it for myself. So I make a Facebook post asking for some rope strong enough to hold my body weight. Cue the massive comments from friends and family asking if I'm okay and if I need to talk, and urges to call a hotline and to get myself to a hospital to keep myself safe. A welfare call is made. I then have to explain that no, I am not imminently going to kill myself. I want to build a rope swing in my garden that won't snap and make me fall flat on my ass. Too long didn't read. Person, me, with severe sometimes self-destructive mental health issues asked for rope strong enough to hold body weight for a rope swing. Welfare call made. People think I am planning to kill myself. TIFU. This made me smile as it shows you have plenty of people who care for you. Smile. Didn't see it like that, but you're right. On the one hand you have enough people to care about you, which is a really cool thing. On the other hand I think you should still go for the rope swing. Sounds like a really cool idea. Maybe just go to a hardware store and ask the stuff right away. They are usually super nice and can give you exactly what you need minus the 5 hours that you'd need to find it on your own. If you fear communication with strangers, which is also totally fine BTW, just grab a friend and ask them to ask the staff for you. Go for the project and maybe post it then also to our DIY. Wish you all the best. I sorta saw this coming, but it was pretty hilarious the way you told it. Evidently, you're okay laughing at yourself, which is a very good sign. You have friends and relatives who care about you, and this proved it. I hope you enjoy many hours of pleasure on that swing. Honestly, humor is one of the few things that has helped me over the years, albeit dark. And I did manage to get the correct rope without any more suspicion, so at least that's a positive. Well, you're proactive at taking control of your mental health and you obviously have plenty of people that care about you, so I'm sure you'll be fine. And you found that out in a hilarious way. R/rope. Exactly what I thought of. Today I fucked up by showing up at work. Sorry if it's not perfect written. English is not my first language. 2 days ago my boss sent a letter to all employees because September 16th was Independence Day in Mexico and by law he must pay triple that day, but because COVID-19 the company couldn't afford that. So the letter said that he would only pay the normal wage, but if anyone wanted the free day they could take it without consequences. I never stopped working since the beginning of the pandemic, not one day. And I've worked even longer shifts without remuneration, so I wanted an extra day off. So the 16th I woke up with extra anxiety because I had so much work to do and next day would be an even longer day. So I decided to go to work. I went to the office and when my boss saw me, and he was furious because I went when I said I wasn't gonna. He also was furious with all the people that didn't go to work, and he thought that I was telling people to don't show up to work so I could go and look good. He said that I had a lack of word because I didn't do what I said, and I was suspended for 3 days. TL/doctor, my boss suspended me for going to work at a national holiday when I said I wasn't gonna, and he thought that I tell people not to go to work so I could look good. Oh my god, your boss sounds like a horrible person. It does make a little sense why he got angry, because when bosses make a schedule and do things like that, it's pretty important, so I think you should have stayed home. But he really shouldn't have yelled at you or suspended you for coming into work. I hope it's still a paid suspension. What I would do is file a complaint against him with HR. I hope it gets better. Why was he even upset with you if others didn't show up after saying they would? I think showing up when not scheduled in this case would show reliability. But that's how I would think. Sorry this happened to you. I do hope you file some kind of complaint. A 3-day suspension sounds like they're trying to recoup some dollar. Yeah, that would be legal here. Sorry that your boss is a wanker. Your boss sounds terrible. You should let your HR know about this. You shouldn't be suspended for something for trivial. 2 Hefes una puta. Today I fucked up by letting my son name a cat. So to give some context to this story, my mother-in-law watches my kids, 3 meters and 1 meter, a few days a week while my wife sleeps after working as a 3rd shift nurse. They live on a hobby farm with a couple barns and sheds. They have goats, horses, and occasionally a steer, with, naturally, lots of barn cats. These barn cats are usually pretty much feral and will run away from most people, but a new kitten arrived on the farm and was very friendly with my son. My kid is still learning language of course and is starting to use descriptors properly. We decided to let him name the cat since it seemed destined to become more than just a normal old barn cat. The issue is he decided to name his cat Darky because it's a dark grey color. As you can imagine, I laughed my ass off when he first started calling it that, so now the name has stuck. He's running all over the damn barnyard yelling there's a Darky over there. This would probably cause no harm in a vacuum, but my father-in-law is a business manager / rep for a union that is pretty diverse. One morning, one of my Phil's co-workers drove to the house to do business with him. His co-worker is black and my son shows the exact moment he stepped out of the car to run across the yard yelling there's Darky. Of course, once the situation was explained, the co-worker was busting a gut harder than any of us ever had, but it was an alarming 30 seconds. Too long didn't read. My son named his stupid cat a racist name and now it's causing my Phil to have to explain it to everyone that visits. Kids are equally innocent and hilarious, lol. I'm glad the co-worker saw the humor. When Fortnite first came out, my brother was obsessed with it. Well, a few weeks later we got a cat and he got the job of naming him. Now I have a cat named Assault Rifle. This gave me a good chuckle. Kids are hilarious, smiley face. As a child I had an iguana that for some reason I insisted on naming Roadkill. 10-year-old me thought it was hilarious. You could probably slowly morph the name into Dookie or Ducky and your son wouldn't notice. If you're worried about it,